The three-page letter released from the Guam Rugby Union on Thursday states, quote, "World Rugby, like our union, prioritizes making the games as safe as possible. Because of this fact, rugby eligibility rules cannot allow the risk to players to be increased by allowing people who have the force and power advantages conferred by testosterone to play with and against those who do not," end quote. This letter comes after a recent meeting with the GRU board and high school rugby coaches explaining GRU's position on the matter. It also explains that GRU sent their laws and regulations for school year 2021 to 2022 to the Interscholastic Sports Association in March, which is under the Guam Department of Education. That mirrors the World Rugby Law. Quote, "Transgender women may not currently play women's rugby because of the size, force, and power-producing advantages," end quote. GDOE responded to the ineligibility of the Guam high school player to play in the girls' full contact tackle competition, which states in the letter this, quote, "would conflict with GDOE's obligation to enforce Title IX protections that prohibit discrimination in interscholastic sports," end quote. Due to GRU not receiving a response from GDOE on who's liable for any, quote, "injury sustained and attributable to transgender athlete play," end quote, the home of the Panthers were sidelined last weekend from participating in high school's girls' rugby matches. According to GRU, all high school coaches were informed that the show will go on for following the union's rules and regulations, which align with the World Rugby Laws. Quote, "Transgender women may not currently play women's rugby because of the size, force, and power-producing advantages," end quote. It states that in a meeting on April 27th, all coaches, including Guam High coaching staff, agreed to play by the rules. Meanwhile, GRU encourages transgender athletes to participate in non-contact rugby activities. GRU welcomes future discussions with GDOE's ISA, according to the response. As KOM News reported, first teens and high school rugby head coach Conrad Kerber called for a ban on transgender girls playing in the league after 3 members of his team were injured by a, quote, "transgender player of Guam High," end quote. Reporting for KUAM News, Guahu CIZA Again.